This is Brian from Good Shepherd Defense. I want to take a minute to talk over a few different things in terms of changing our mindset, obviously, as a concealed carry permit holder as the weather changes, right? So as it gets colder, we're going to have to switch our attire, what we're wearing, obviously, our outer garments, our coats, our jackets, and then if you live in a climate where it gets pretty cold, so here in central Illinois, while we're filming this today, it's about 7 degrees outside with a -2-degree wind chill. So it gets a little cold outside, gets a little nippy. So other things you're going to be thinking about would be gloves, right? Obviously, the colder it gets, we want to make sure that we're comfortable, but we want to make sure that we never put comfort over safety. And that's a key important part. And one of the things that we need to realize is that this is going to be a lot of information for you, but you are going to have to apply what we're talking about. So you're going to have to trial and error at home, by yourself, with your gear, the stuff that you carry every single day, and it's up to you to decide what you're going to carry and why. So while something like this, while it's nice and it's big and it's bulky and it's really warm and it's really comfortable, I have no fine motor skills with this. Like, I could probably barely turn my car on. I would use something like this maybe if I'm like shoveling my driveway or using a snowblower or something else like that. But if I'm looking at like a defensive mindset, okay, I can't really gain access to my firearm here, and I cannot get my finger in the trigger well. So I could safely access it. I could sort of release my magazine, right? I can still rack it. That's not a problem, but I can't even get my finger in the trigger well, so I can't even squeeze that trigger. So for me, this is a no-go, right? So I'm not able to use that in a defensive option. So we're going to go down a step. The next option that you might have would be something like this. I don't know the correct term, but we'll just call them hobo gloves, okay? And I'm sorry if you're a hobo. But anyway, so why this might be an option is it exposes your fingertips here, right? And if it's like really cold, and then you can put your little Eskimo mittens over here and don't make fun, because when it's freezing outside, you have something like this, it's nice. So if you're out there doing your patty cake or do whatever you want to do, it's cold. If you need to access your firearm, it's just a quick movement, all right? You got Velcro on the side, so that's good. And if I need to access my firearm, I could still draw, all right? Now the things I'm still looking for, can I get a good grip on the gun? Yes. All right. Can I access my magazine? Yes. Right. Can I rack the slide? Yes. Right. Can I put my finger in the trigger? Yes. Right. So all those things are a yes. So this might be a viable option for me. Right. As we go down the line, again, if we want to get a little bit more of that fine motor skills and include our thumb in there, which again, I didn't have a problem accessing my my magazine release, but depending on your firearm, it might have. You know, it might impede that. You can get something to where it's a little bit more form-fitting. So these are like the mechanics style gloves that you'll see a lot of people wear. Some people actually have shooting gloves, and I'll talk about those and like an actual product review or a video later on, but for the sake of the argument, we'll kind of go into a type of glove like this. While you're sacrificing your warmth, you're able to go ahead and get a little bit more mobility in terms of gripping and fine motor skills, right? So with this one, I'm going to go ahead and still, can I access my firearm? Yes, right? Can I access my magazine? Yes. Obviously, there's snap caps in here too, by the way. They're just, it's not real ammunition, right? Can I manipulate my firearm? Can I rack the slide? Yes, I can still rack it. Can I put my finger in the magazine well, or in the trigger well? Yes, I can still depress the trigger. So this obviously is another possible viable option, okay? And final, which last but not least, all right, as you kind of come down here, you got more of like a synthetic or a real leather type driving hitman slash limousine driver gloves, all right, whichever you want. Now these are kind of fleece lined, so they are warm. I do like those in that terms, all right, so comfortability, that's nice, all right. Can I still do what I need to do defensively? All right, can I still access my firearm with no problems? Yes. Can I still, magazine? Yes. Racket? No problem. Can I still put my finger in the trigger, get on target? Yes, I can, right? So all these things you want to kind of think about, right, in terms of choosing the gloves that you're going to be using when it's cold outside. Again, yes, I want it to be comfortable. Yes, I want it to be warm, but I still need to make sure that I'm accessing my firearm. All right, I'm able to access that in a defensive mindset, so quickly and safely, right? Now let's talk about like our outer garments, some things that we might want to think about. So I'll put on my nifty, trusty M65 field jacket. So this may or may not be Army surplus. Don't tell my old supply officer. But so this jacket, I like it. It's loose. It breaks up the wind. All right. You're not able to really tell that I'm carrying. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit not as form-fitting. So that's a good viable option. Now, some things that might be a little difficult, or some things that you're going to have to work through, is how am I going to draw, right? Am I going to have my jacket to where it's zipped all the way up, and I'm going to have to move the jacket out of the way to gain access to my firearm, which again, I'm carrying appendix, so which means it's right here. Others, you might be carrying on the 3 o'clock, you might be carrying behind you, all right, might be off-body carry, I don't know what you're doing, so again, this video is for the purposes of where I'm carrying, which is the appendix. Maybe it's not a viable option for me to grab it here and get my firearm out, okay? Maybe I would want to carry and have it loose to where I could move this out of the way, all right? Less fabric to move, I can grab right here. So that's something that you're gonna have to go over. This is stuff that you're gonna have to practice at home. So another jacket that I like is it's going to be more of like a fall or early winter, even a spring jacket, is something like this, right? But as you're working through what kind of jacket you're going to be using, one thing that I automatically do not like is for the appendix is it's really tight down here. So it's hard for me to move this material out of the way to get access to my firearm. So if I was going to wear this jacket, I personally would wear it in the open position. All right, the jacket's warm, it's got a hoodie on the inside, or it's got a hoodie, it's got a fleece lining, it's got multiple pockets for me to stick other things, so I like it in that standpoint. It's wind resistant, it's rain resistant, but obviously I'm carrying a firearm, so I want to make sure that I'm still able to access that. I cannot do it when this thing is zipped. So for me, when I wear this, I am going to personally have it in the open position. As we transition to another jacket, which brings me to another option, right? This is my pea coat, so my trusty pea coat. This is my handsome date night pea coat. So a few things that I like about this is it is a little bit bigger, so you can't really tell that I'm carrying, so it's not so form-fitting. I've got a few different pockets on the inside, and, all right, as a fashion piece of advice, they always tell you not to button the bottom button. You always want to leave that unbuttoned. I don't know why, Google it. But in a defensive standpoint, I could still push that or pull that out of the way easily and get access to my firearm, which would be here. Or the other option would be to unbutton it completely. So this is warm, so if I were to wear this personally, I would wear this with my limousine driver gloves, right? And it is possible to be handsome and deadly. Again, these were just a few different options. Those are some coats that I personally have at home. Maybe you've got different ones, but the end result's the same. You need to take charge of what you are wearing, what's comfortable for you. All right, remember, don't put comfort over your safety. Always put safety above comfort. So if it's practical, do it. Right? But again, the same thing applies. You need to try this at home. You need to practice at home. You need to dry fire at home. and do it as much as you possibly can.